another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech.
Darling.
Hey, hello. Hello. What's going on to all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, and my tea leaf readers, honey? What's your tea? What's your tea? What's your tea? You know, it's another glorious day, my darlings, and I know you have all of your crumpets together. So, darlings, you know it's time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech. What's up? Hey, babies. Let's see what's going on up in here. Who's doing what and where? Okay. Hey, Road, what's going on, baby? Good to see you up in here. Thank you for coming. Child, it is the first Sunday of the new year. Okay, how many of y'all went to church? Got your communion on, honey? You got your sacred communion for the day, for the year, you know, the first Sunday of the year. You know what? Here's something that I'm trying to really understand. And as far as communion is concerned, because, you know, y'all traditional children, honey, and I used to be one of them. So, baby, I can't necessarily be the pot calling the kettle black because I was one of them. But at one point in time, honey, I'm still trying to understand, you know, folks try to tell you when it comes down to communion, if you have not repented for your sins, honey, then you can't have communion, which is dumb because the whole idea of having communion never was about whether or not you repented for your sin, honey. They said, do this in remembrance of me as often as you can, you know. It's supposed to be as often you do this in remembrance of. And that's how that was always taught. It never had no stipulations on it. If you had to repent for your sins, or if you were deemed to be unholy in the eyes, all of that's just so dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. Okay. And all you coming up in here doing, at least nowadays, child, you don't even have unleavened bread anymore, child. Remember that. You can take a piece of, look, what we call unleavened bread is like a pita bread or something nowadays. We still doing crackers. Y'all gonna get crumbles of little saltines, honey, or some damn Ritz crackers, honey, crumble them up. And you get some damn grape juice. It's supposed to be wine, but y'all know them damn alcoholic, child. You don't want to sit down there and encouraging somebody. It's supposed to be wine, but you give grape juice. So it's just a cracker and a grape juice that is symbolic of. So if you don't like my walk or whatever, or my faith, how my relationship is with God, why do you deny me the art of taking communion? I've always tried to understand that and have been questioning that. But of course, you know, when you question the church and carrying on, that's sacrilege. So that's how come I don't fuck with none of it no more. Okay, not like that. I'm done. I'm so done. I am so done. Now, I'll still go and participate here and there. You know, somebody asks me to come to their service or whatever, I'll still go. And, you know, I like to sing, so I'll help the choir here and there, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, especially when I'm led and I feel, you know, when the spirit is moving, I can feel whatever. That's cute. But So if y'all went to church to get your first Sunday on or whatever, to get your communion on, good for you, and carrying on. But it's 2022, right? This is the first Sunday. We are 9 days into 2022, and damn it, we done lost Betty White at the turn of the year. She died, before the new year. Then on the new year, we done lost Max Julian, okay, the Mac. We done lost just yesterday, it was yesterday, day before, we just lost Sidney Poitier. Today, we lost two people. Y'all remember the song Juicy Fruit? Juicy Fruits. Juicy. Remember that? James Ntume died today. He's the mastermind behind the group Ntume and carrying on you, me, and he. What we gonna do, baby? He was the mastermind behind a lot of the hits that Stephanie Mills had. He and his writing partner, Roger Lucas, they were very inspirational, or they had a very integral part of helping to build Stephanie's career, with the material and how they produce albums and carrying on for her. So he was a very intelligent man and very, 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 I would call him one of the musical geniuses. We were trying to get him to come here on to the show. The audio over on Blog Talk Radio, we were trying to get him to come on the show. But at the time, we had a yes, but his health had started to fail him. And we had to postpone, and we thought we were going to be able to get back with him. And unfortunately, that there was not what was in the cards for us, honey. So James Ntume passed this morning, earlier today. I'm going to say earlier today. And then just before coming on the air, it's been about a half hour or so, or whatever. If y'all remember the TV show Full House, okay, and he was one of the hosts of America's Funniest Videos and things of that nature. Bob Saget, he played the dad on Full House, where he just passed. Okay. We are losing children left and right, honey, all over again. And honey, I'm at a loss for words at the moment, because I'm like, wow, okay, right, okay, yeah. Yeah, they also produced for Phyllis Hyman. Yes, they did. Thank you, Frederick. Yeah, Bob Saget, honey, Bob Saget. It's sad. So James Ntume and Bob Saget have both become part of the ancestors and the ancestry on today, okay, January 9th, 2022. So, wow, we're just there. We are there, okay. Ooh, and that's a big pill to swallow. I've had somebody say, wow, my childhood was just taken from me, because there's a number of people who grew up on Full House, and the Olsen twins and carrying on and blah blah blah. So it's wow. What else can you say but wow? We all know it's a part of life, but it's like, damn, it's like now it's like one after the other. So wow. James Ntume was said to be 76. Bob Saget was said to be 65. Y'all know Betty was 99. Max Julian, he was 88, and Sidney Poitier was 94. So wow, and there's somebody else that had passed. There's some sports legends that had passed as well, that I wasn't familiar with. I saw in the papers a couple of sports people had passed. So it's something, honey. It's really something. So, honey, 2022 trying to come in like a wrecking ball, sugar, like a wrecking ball. Ah! And so we need for you guys to get your spiritual minds together, honey. Get into that place of knowing that you know who you are. Okay, who you are. Okay, so uh, yeah, it's there. You know, the old people will tell you, honey, you better straighten up and fly right, honey. Uh, you know, the older folks will say, well, we living in the last days. Okay, and carrying on. But I have come to accept the fact that this, um, the last days, honey, are independent. Okay, that's the independent thing, honey, because you know how you are taking care of your health. You know how you're doing with your body and carrying on. All of us think about our mortality, especially those of us who are over 50, because now it's like, oh my God, you know. And you can I don't try to focus, I try not to focus on my mortality because it's like I got shit to do. You know, we still got a lot to do and carrying on, a lot of accomplishments that I want to see and carrying on and blah yakking. And then we have a lot of people who have been the trailblazers for us, you know, because 90, not 90 anymore. I mean, hey, look at Marla Gibbs. Marla Gibbs still working, and she's 90. Okay. Cicely Tyson was still working before she passed, and she was over 90. Of course, y'all know Betty Wright was working. Sidney Poitier, he was still producing and things. So, you know, these folks have let us know that age ain't nothing but a number, honey. If you're taking care of yourself, um, if you're taking care of yourself and doing what you need to do to sustain yourself, you know, then hey, okay, you can sustain it. You know what I'm saying? You can sustain it. You can sit down and get some things the right way and carrying on. That this is just it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a little something to think about. Okay, just a little something to think about. To encourage you. I got to get on some ginger tea. The last couple of days, honey, my throat has been feeling like it's been kind of scratchy a little bit. And my COVID test came back negative. So it's like, okay, what is going on? And I think I know what it is. I've been sleeping with the air conditioner on. I've been going from hot to cold, you know, and that kind of thing. Because sometimes I swear I'm going through menopause. Okay. But I've been going through this hot and cold thing forever and a day. And I think what it is, and then I've been drinking milk on top of it. How about that? I've been drinking milk. And I think what it is that, you know, me trying to sing and holler and talk or whatever. I just think that I need to just get some ginger tea. I got some fresh ginger up in here for the cut up and put in the big pot so it could boil down. And give me some brown sugar. And honey, we're going to have us some ginger tea, darling. Yes. Let me go to the comments. I see y'all are coming up in here deliciously, honey. Okay, deliciously. Hey, love. What's going on, Miss Pookie Dupree? Yes, darling. Yeah, honey. We sitting up here. That's why I'm here, baby. For those who had not heard and carrying on, you know, we're trying to make sure that the news get out there and we do it respectfully and tastefully, you know, because hey, we're losing the legends and carrying on. They've had wonderful, fulfilling lives. So we think from what we've seen in the press and carrying on, you know, those of us who supported their careers, but hopefully that their lives were just as meaningful as the work. You know what I'm saying? That they were able to sustain themselves outside of the work, you know, and they were able to enjoy life, you know. Hey, what's going on, girl? John Madden, yeah, he did pass, didn't he? Yes, the politician. Betty White, Desmond Tutu, Sidney Poitier, James Mtume, Bob Saget. Yes, okay. And we're still going, okay, and we're going. Okay, show is, okay, right. Okay. We are living in the last days. You sure right about that, honey. Okay. My great grandmother used to say people are dying that never died before. Okay. Darn Cat would say correct. Hey, babe, what's going on with you? What's up with you, my darling? Okay. You need to drink some immunity tea. You know what? I think I have some too, Road. I think I have some. I know I got some blood circulation tea, and I got some throat coat tea, which I'm gonna add with my ginger. Any word on singer Allison Williams? I heard she wasn't doing well. Yes, there is word. Her camp came out and said that she was doing better. She's not out of the woodworks yet, but she is recovering, and she is in a better state. They're hoping to get her to a point where she would be able to message everyone herself. Okay. That was the last that I've heard. I sent over a text and everything to her, and hopefully when she's able to respond, that she would respond in kind. But right now we want to send well wishes to her. They have not confirmed if it was COVID or not. But the word in the street is that the symptoms that she was having sounded like it could have been COVID, but they did not confirm that. So right now we're just saying that we're just keeping her up. Send up your praise reports. I tell folks I don't pray anymore. I send up praise reports because it is my faith that when praises go up is when blessings come down. So if I send up a praise report and my praise report is that this child is going to be healed, then that there is what we do, honey. I send up praise reports. Hello there. What's up, triplet? Okay. You know what? Yeah. Okay, me and you gonna talk later, child, because you don't know how to visit, you don't know how to call, you don't know. But it's good to see you over here, baby. So y'all know today is I said what I said Sunday, right? This is where I give all of you the opportunity, honey. If you want to come up in here and talk with us, you're more than welcome to come up in here and chat with us on any subject at all. Okay, I don't care what it is. We could talk about it right here and right now, but there's two caveats, darling. The first one is the most important one. If you come up in here and come out of a bag, if you want to act as if you're going to give us some fuckery and carry it on, baby, you will get dealt with quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because if you come out of a bag, we're coming out of a bigger bag. You understand? That's the first thing, because we don't do all that craziness over here. That's not who we are. There's plenty of other shows between Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and all the other little places where if you want fuckery and carry it on, you could go over there and deal with it. We don't do all that here. Okay? Secondly, if you come in and you have a viewpoint that gets challenged, be able to handle your challenge in love and respect, without getting into your feelings, honey, because a lot of folks don't know the art of communication. You want to talk to be right and not talk to teach. And if you get challenged on a point, then it becomes like you're taking it too personally. And no, we're not going to have that either. So make sure you don't come up in here getting in your feelings. Be able to handle the challenge. You understand? So that there is that. Okay. Question. How are you doing since the transition of your mother, honey? I am. Okay. It has been, what is it, 60 days now, a little over 60 days since my mother had become part of the ancestry. And I have my days. It's just that I'm still believing I'm numb. Y'all will hear me say this often, that I think that I'm on a battlefield somewhere. And I've never been in the armed service or anything. I just go by what the soldiers have told me and what I've seen on television and in the movies. Whenever folks have died around the soldiers when they're in combat, they don't have time to mourn. They feel the loss, but they got to keep going because bullets and stuff are still flying over them. They're trying to get out of the way of the fire, but they don't have time to grieve the person that was just standing right next to them. Most of the time it's been their friends and part of the platoon, and they don't have time. So it's as if you're moving and all of a sudden you start to become desensitized because it's so often everything is happening. And like, okay, all right, you know, boom, we're still a tear here, maybe, but yeah, we got to keep going. And that's where I am right now. So I have not had my Florida Evans damn moment yet. Um, but I guess I'm okay, you know. Um, um, but I'm here. I'm here. You know, we're able to go through. I will say this. I do know that there is a change in me happening. I guess another word for me being in this state is that I'm also cocooning, because there's a new me that's about to emerge, and I don't know who this new person is yet, of course. Um, and whether or not everybody like him or not, I really give 2 cents less than a damn, because there's some things that I've got to do away with um, for the betterment of me and carrying on. So that's where I am. Okay. And it's coming. It's coming. Yes. What we got? Please forgive me. I'm better now and not in the hospital for a change. I know that feeling. I will do better. Honey, I know that feeling, child. Okay, that was at one point, child. Oh, I mean, hell, my veins and stuff I have all kinds of scarring and scar tissue and stuff. Every time they try to draw blood now, I done been poked and prodded, veins and collapsed and carrying on so tough, child. So at this particular point, I'm like, Lord, just tear it up and start over. Just redo the veins, child. Okay. Okay. Cause yeah, I wish they would regenerate, honey, like some of the damn animals do, honey. What's the animal you cut the tail off? It grows back. I can't think of the animal right now. Our veins need to be able to do that, child. I wish, and all those. So be that as it may. So now, like I said, if you're on Facebook, on my main page on Facebook, you will see the link is there. If you're on YouTube, any of the YouTube pages, the link is there in the YouTube. Scroll up. Well, maybe I may have to put it up. If y'all coming in late, I may have to re-put it up. On Facebook, yeah, you can scroll up in the post and get the link. So we could talk, like I said, we could talk about any and everything that's on your mind right now, but don't come up in here crazy. Okay, you heard what I say? Okay, don't come up in here crazy, because we ain't having it. Okay, we ain't gonna do it. No baby, no baby, no baby. Okay, no baby. So let me put this back up in here. I'll put it up in here one more time in the Facebook page, just in case somebody wants to talk. If not, honey, we will continue on. I'm waiting for my co-host to come up in here and get it on and popping and things of that nature. But in the meantime and in between time, oh shit, I had something here and I wanted to share with you guys, and I forgot what it is. Damn. Oh Lord, and okay, but we'll go here. Let's do, let's do this. I have not done one of these little cards in a while. Um, and I know yesterday I was supposed to be asking about financial stability. How many of you guys are looking at getting your finances together? We say this all the time at the beginning of the year. Oh Lord, this is my year, and I got to get my coin together. But the question is, what are you doing to secure your bags? Okay, what are you doing to be financially independent, or to become better at being financially independent? Okay, do you believe or feel as though that you need better financial education? What does that mean? How to make money grow, work for you, how to make it grow, how to create residual income. We hear that all the time. Oh, I got residual income, honey. I make money in my sleep, and all that kind of jazz. And it sounds cute and cool. But the question is, do we know how to get it? Do we know how to do it? Do we know how to obtain it? And things of that nature. So one of the things that we are going to be working toward for this year is to make sure that we bring on some financial literacy people to where we're able to understand and break some things down on what we need to do to have better finances. You hear all the time on your job, get the 401k and blah, 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 blah. But what does all of that really, really mean? That there is something that I want us to take into consideration, because here's another catchphrase that you always hear. Oh, I want us to build generational wealth. What the hell does that mean? I mean, I know what it means, but we need to break that down, because oftentimes, I say this a lot, that oftentimes we get into this thing of wanting to be like our white counterparts. Well, white folks been doing that all the time. But that don't mean that it was right. Okay. And just because they were doing it, why is it that we're trying to follow that pattern? Okay. Is it to keep up with them, or are they doing something that makes sense? Okay. Because you know what? Let me ask y'all this. Because you want to talk about generational wealth, right? And this is what behooves me, as Darren Fleet would say. How come we do not know how to keep the property? You got grandma's house and carrying on, and the family house, and yet nobody want to keep that motherfucker, huh? Nobody want to pay the taxes and carrying on. Nobody want to keep the land in the family. Now the house is one thing, but if you got property and land, nobody wants to be bothered with it. Why? Why? And we're talking about wanting to create generational wealth. Do y'all realize that a lot of the land and stuff, particularly those of you who are in the South, and you have your grandparents or your great-grandparents were sharecroppers and this, that, and the other, even going back to being slaves and all of that, and they had acquired the land, and because y'all so busy not wanting to care about the land, don't know nothing about it or whatever, you sell it. Why? That's the one thing that we as a people have got to stop doing. And that there is not understanding the value of the land. It's the land. Do you realize that your rent and shit has been going up because the land around you have been sold? Huh? Do you realize that? When you got new development coming into your neighborhoods, okay, the market value goes up. Why? Because of the land. If you got somebody who's developing houses in your neighborhood, okay, and the houses are going for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, and you know that you are in a little $20,000, $29,000, $39,000, $50,000 house, if you're the homeowner, you get to take advantage of that, because if that property goes up, your property value goes up as well, right? Because the market value, as long as you care for the property. Okay. Now, why is it that we end up giving up that land and giving up that space? Because you don't want to be bothered with it. Oh, I don't have time to be going down there to Alabama to go look after no damn land. Send somebody else. Send somebody else. So that you can keep the wealth. Y'all keep talking about generational wealth, and then you fuck up because you don't do the right thing. We have a number of things in our reach that we end up just giving away. Some of it I can understand. If you don't want the family house and this, that, and the other. I was very, very, very upset when my great-grandmother's house was sold. Okay, I was thoroughly upset. And the reason why is, and then I found out from my uncle that my great-grandparents, that he had land across the street and this, that, and the other. I didn't know that, And so my grandfather was killed. My great-grandfather was killed in his home. Okay. He was killed by the people who were trying to take care of him, or take care of the house. Folks he was in the neighborhood that he hired and this, that, and the other. And I just recently found out that there was a scandal because the girl that was working for him was trying to say that my great-grandfather had got her pregnant and carried on. But, according to the legacy of my great-grandfather, honey, he was a player like that. So whatever that was, he ended up, he was killed. So this is my great aunts and great uncles. So this is my grandmother's siblings and things. And they didn't want the house and blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And it became a whole big old stink. So there were 9 of them total. Okay, but Uncle Frank, who I never met, he had passed. And my grandmother had passed in 86. My great grandfather, he was killed like 3 weeks after my grandmother. Okay, we buried my grandmother the day after Christmas in 1986, and then 3 weeks later we were going right back to the same funeral home because my great grandfather was killed, her dad. So, ridiculous, you know. But when they decided to sell the house and get rid of it again, I was thoroughly upset because I was like, okay, well, wait a minute, honey, you know, what is the legacy of the family? We don't have anything like that in the family, you know. And you hear this all the time, you know, you got the big house, this house been in our family for generations and carrying on, and you know, blah, 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 blah. And it just seems as though we don't have that. We always giving up our land and destroying the land and carrying on. Or you give it to the wrong person. How many of y'all know that every time we turn around, somebody end up trying to keep it in the family? You give the shit to the wrong relative, and they come and run amok on it. Okay, they done ran it down to the ground, didn't take care of it to where it got to the point where it had to be demolished or whatever because they didn't do anything with it, you know. And instead of asking for help, they got their asses on their shoulders talking about, oh, you can't tell me what to do with the house, and blah, you know, all of that jazz. So, you know, I look into those things when we talk about generational wealth and carrying on and financial literacy, because we as a people, when we say we got to do better, what does that mean? When we say you got to do better, what does that mean? What does that mean? Because a part of that means that we have to pay attention to those who don't want the land. Because I can't get mad because you don't want the land, but damn it, we need to do something to have it in place to where we keep it in the family, you know, so that we don't lose it, because then we lose our edge. When developers come in, they're looking for somebody to make they could get a quick sale for. They know how much the land is, and then they undercut you because all they know is you want to get rid of the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? You just trying to get rid of it. So they come in here and say, okay, we give you $100,000 for this piece of property. And you sit up there and say, oh, $100,000. Ooh. Okay. And not knowing it's 12 of y'all, or not paying attention that there's 12 of y'all. So that's got to be split 12 ways. Okay. And you still got to pay taxes on that money. Okay. So on top of that, you know, that's all you heard, and you have not paid attention to why they offer you that kind of money. Because if they're paying that kind of money, that means they really, really, really want that land. And so you have no bargaining, no leverage. Okay? When Chrysler came through Detroit and bought up every goddamn thing, honey, a lot of us were renting, so the landlords were just ready to get rid of the property anyway. They got tired of having to fix up shit in the ghetto, quote unquote. Okay? They got tired of fixing it up. So they were ready to go. You know? Those who had property that were young, that was in the city. They were trying to get out to the suburbs anyway. So they used that money to go buy a property in the suburbs that was much more expensive than what you had. And now you're out in the burbs, and shit, the quality of the house ain't nothing what it is that you had. Oh, let me go to the comments. Israel, I see you down there, baby. I'm going to bring you in just a minute. Okay. Right here. Aaron said, if you got land, you got wealth. Come on now. Time to send out the Nighthawk signal. Please like and share, everyone. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Most Black people don't even have any real value to pass on to their children. If they do, they don't have the legal documents to keep the land and property in the family. Then the young folks sell it for a quick coin and get played. Exactly. Okay, exactly. Apostle Calvin Cooper. Come on up in here, Apostle. You're speaking a true word about holding on to the land that has been left to us as a gift. If people can buy your gift, take your gift. take your gift, is use your gift, then you insulted the person that thought enough of you to leave it. How about that? To leave it to you. Treasure your heritage. Do you have land? You have wealth. If you have land, pay the taxes, maintain it, keep up with the business transactions, and that land will open doors for you. Would you come on through? Listen very carefully. The land will open doors for you. That's what it is, sugar. That's going to take you all over New Jerusalem. Here, the land. Because that's what the folks want. They want the land. Okay? They want to come in to rebuild. Y'all want to talk about gentrification and carrying on, how they come up in here and do it? Because you won't hold on to your land. And then on top of it, you won't even take care of it. You got it. You're not even taking care of it. You know what I'm saying? I used to think that it was crazy, right? When I was younger, because I didn't understand it, right? You find folks and they bought a lot, right? That could have been used as a playground or, a play area for the children in the neighborhood. But they bought the lot and then they fenced it off, right? To say that this is their property. And then you wonder what they're going to do with it, right? But every time you turn around, it was always someone there mowing the grass to keep it from getting all high and carrying on so that animals can't live up in there, because once the grass gets so high, it opens up the floodgate for nocturnal animals and stuff to find shelter and to build homes and stuff up in there. And I used to think it was stupid because I didn't understand it. That's what it was. Because they would come in, but nothing was being done with the land. You know what I'm saying? And then you had stuff where it was city land, but all these damn weeds and stuff was growing and didn't nobody come and take care of it. It looked horrible. You're mad because you got crackheads in the area and carrying on, but you ain't did nothing with the house. You ain't did nothing with the land. You ain't did nothing to say, keep out. Don't fuck with it. You ain't did nothing but just let it do. Okay, then mad because they done came in and stole the copper wiring and you ain't did nothing, put nothing in place. And then because somebody offered you a coin that you feel is sufficient because you done got back the money you done put in and a little something, you feel it's sufficient, and then you give it away. That's why we don't have generational wealth now, because my grandparents and my great-grandparents, they had land and carried on. But you heard what I just said, honey. The siblings sold it. Okay, I just found out something very significant dealing with my mother's passing, right? I was talking, my uncle giving me, my uncle was giving me some real tea, child, was telling me that the house that I loved this house when I was a kid, okay? What was it, 17174 or 84? Cameron? I forget what the address was, but it's somewhere up in there. That house that we lived in, honey, I lived for that house. That house was everything, honey. It was what? 1, 2, I think it was a 4-bedroom house with a full basement, the bedrooms upstairs. My bedroom's upstairs. It had a den, and oh my God, the house was just lovely. My uncle told me that I remember when we had to move. And I didn't know, I was a kid and carrying on. I just thought mom and daddy was doing their thing. But my uncle told me, she said, no, y'all had to move because your mama sat up there and was trusting your daddy to pay the bills. And this fool wasn't paying the mortgage and the house went into fucking foreclosure. Now you have to understand, my mother was a young woman. I'm a 70s baby, and she was 20 years my senior. So during the 70s, she's in her early 20s, okay? My father being 3 years younger, again, early 20s and carrying on, making dumb decisions and things of that nature and not understanding what was going on. So I never knew that about that house. Okay. What I did know was this. I knew it was my grandmother's house. Okay. My uncle told me he had bought the house for my grandmother. Okay. He bought it for his mama. And so after so long of being in the house, she was ready to downsize because it was too much house for her. Okay. My aunt used to stay there with her and carrying on and this, that, and the other. But grandma was like, okay, she was ready to go. And she went to a senior citizen high rise. And so my uncle was like, okay, well, we'll give the house to Lorraine, my mama. Because, she didn't had, she got children to carry on. She just got married, blah, blah, blah. And they'll take over the payments or whatever. And we'll do it that way. And we end up losing that house because my uncle said, no, your mama and let your daddy sit up there and not pay the damn the bills. Because my at that time my father was a chronic alcoholic. So instead of him doing what he should have done with the money, he was sitting up there getting high and drunk and shit and carrying on, hanging with the fellas. And then my father had a problem, being the chauvinist that he was at the time, because my mother was making more money than him. Okay. Daddy was working at the plant. Mama was working in the bank. And, we were well-to-do at that particular time, honey. We were upper middle class at that time, and they were making some really, really cute money. But my mother was making more money than my dad, and my dad had a problem with that. So whenever he would fuck up money, he felt that mama, well, hell, you making the money, you end up putting it back and this, that, and the other. Oh, child, it was a mess, a mess, a mess, a mess. It was also the elders are so reluctant to talk about their personal finances and don't leave instruction for the children and the grandchildren. You know what, Edwin? I can't fuck with that one because you're right. You are so right. And then we have to understand something too. When we talk about our elders, and I know with mine, there was not just an age gap, but it was a gender thing too, because a lot of women did not handle the finances back in the day. The men handled all the finances and carrying on. The women didn't know a lot about the banking and this, that, and the third, because that wasn't a woman's place. Okay. Now, when I was a kid, honey, my mother worked in the bank and carrying on, so she was all about finances and things of that nature. So that was always a problem because my father was horrible and things of that. Daddy was really, oh my God. He would go to the liquor store, honey, and run a tab at the liquor store because he knew mama was getting paid Friday. Mama would go cash her check, and she's like, okay, and then he would have run up maybe like a $200 tab. And I remember my mother telling me this. She said, She said, I went down there trying to cash my check. And they tell me something, okay, well, here go Larry's tab or whatever. And she said, I'll tell y'all what. Don't y'all put shit else on in as a tab on my name under him. If he ain't got no goddamn money, you better not put no tab and tell me something, I'ma pay for it. And that caused a big to-do with them. So when we talk about generational wealth, honey, what do we mean? What do we mean? What do we mean, children? What do we mean? Come on up in there, Israel. I'm going to let you go. You got 5 minutes, baby. What you got for me today?
Okay, this is what I got for you today. Give me a second. Ma wanted me to talk about a topic.
Okay.
And the topic she wanted me to talk about was the letters LGBT. That's being gay, bisexual, transgender, queer. So she was watching TV one day and she didn't know what the words meant. And so when I told her, she was utterly disgusted because of the words. People parading around and have all the words. And I told her what it meant and she got upset. I mean, and I understand why, for the simple fact that, those words is like a stereotype. Who wants to go around? For instance, let's say someone had gonorrhea. Hi, gonorrhea girl. Hi, crabs boy. Hi, one-legged girl. Wouldn't that be kind of offensive?
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Help me make this make sense. What is offensive about saying that they are lesbian or they are gay or they are bi or they are trans or they are questioning queer Q or they are intersex? What makes that offensive?
It made her offended
It made
because
her
she felt it.
offended. But
Yes,
okay, she was offended by what?
just to like the stereotype, the like the letters put out there. She didn't know when people parading around and have the gay pride and stuff like that. She wanted to know. It defended her because she felt that it was like a stereotype putting placed on somebody. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I'm trying. If is are we talking the stereotype or she's mad? First off, does she have a problem with the
No,
culture?
no. She
Okay,
doesn't have a
so
problem with the
okay,
culture. No.
so it's not that. Is she having problems with the labeling? Because that's what.
The labeling.
Okay,
The
so
labeling.
so she's having problem with folks wanting to label themselves as this versus just
Yeah,
being human. Okay,
right.
okay. Now that makes better sense. Well, all right. I can't tell her that what she feels is wrong because feelings are real. You can't help how you feel. You can only help how you react to your feelings. Okay. Um, but at the same time, I'm hoping that a discussion like this will warrant her to want to learn. Um, want her to learn something because does she let everybody know she's a straight woman or heterosexual?
Mm-mm. Only, I mean, if someone approach her, she'll say, "No, I'm strictly
Strictly
blank," and
dickly.
no, yeah.
Okay, I'm strictly dickly. Well, isn't that the same thing? To say I'm strictly dickly is a classification.
She got offended because people she felt that the words were offensive and on the behalf of the alphabet children. You see what I'm saying? That they're going up having the signs flashing LGBT. When I told her what the words meant, she got upset because she felt like it was placing that label on it.
Okay, okay. I thought I was there, but now I done got fuzzy again. But I'm trying to piece it. Let me come out the. We gonna get out this fog. Okay. I'm trying to get okay. We at the point where it's the labeling. Okay. She
Right.
okay. It's the labeling, but she is offended by straight folks labeling the alphabet children or the alphabet children labeling themselves.
I think a bit of both, actually.
And what is offensive? I'm trying to get what offended her about it
Then
because
when she found out what the letters meant,
okay, so as
she
still
felt that was offensive to the alphabet children. That
no,
when
why
they
would it
go
be
around
offensive to
parading,
the alphabet children?
I don't know, but I'm just trying to tell you what she told me.
And that there is something because and as a hetero attractional woman, there's probably something that she needs to understand because trying to speak on our behalf to saying that's offensive, she don't know what the hell it is.
Hmm.
Okay, because right now it's been reduced to the letters or the alphabets because trying to say lesbian, gay, bi, attractional, transgender, becomes cumbersome.
Hmm.
So to say LGBT, which which is where I thought it needed to stay. Now we got all these goddamn other letters and shit. To say LGBT for me, I know right now it's becoming a political statement. It's not
Hmm.
identifying a community, it's becoming a political statement. Oh, that's LGBT. Okay, bitch, no. You know what I'm
Hold
saying?
on for a second. Hold on for a second.
Uh-huh.
1 second. Give me a second.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. We put this stuff on mute. Wait a minute. Come on,
I'm
Chief.
back.
What you say?
I'm back.
Okay, what would she label it? Okay, how? What would she label it, if anything? Okay. Educate her. Okay, I'll give you that. That's cute. Okay. So now, um, yeah, that would have to be something that she would need to sit down and really have to focus with us with whoever is facilitating the conversation so that we can pull out what it is that she means or what it is that she's trying to say or what offended her, because she can't speak on behalf of the community saying that that's offensive to us when we're the one who's created it. We're the ones that say, no, this is who, this is what this is, and blah, 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 blah. And yes, I'm carrying my rainbow flag or whatever because, this is the community. It's not a lifestyle. This is a culture. Okay. And that there, everybody is on their own little thing about that. Oh, the gay lifestyle. It's not a lifestyle, honey. It's a culture. Okay. It's culture. And we have to understand where she is so that we don't get into the idea of displacing her or trying to tell her she wrong or whatever. I need her clarity so I can find out exactly where she is.
She probably had to come on a show to explain it better.
Yeah, she would have to, because right now it's cloudy and it's foggy because I'm trying to figure out what is the part that offended her.
She's not offended by the alphabet community because she supports them. Mm-hmm. But I guess when she saw the letters and them parading around, and I guess the label of heterosexual people labeling, those letters probably was offensive to her. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's what we're trying to figure out. Why? Why was that offensive to you? And what is it that has you on the edge? Because if you're trying to defend the alphabet children and you said that was offensive, then what did that offended you? What is it in this? And apparently it got to be something there because she had to ask what the letters meant. Okay, so that's the first thing. So maybe now that she understands, she's been hearing this all this time, not knowing what it was. And now it's just saying lesbian, gay, bi, attraction, blah, blah, blah. Now to hear that, maybe she's now putting it into place because a lot of folks are now parading around and saying, hey, this is who I am, versus being quiet or private or whatever the case may be. Whatever this is, that's what we have to find out what this is in her world. Because however she connected those dots, we got to find out how before we're able to move forward. Because
the alphabet, I think, is pretty cool because I looked on this paper and it had all the definitions. I said, God, it had a lot of definitions and what stuff meant. It was shocking to me.
Well, sexuality, honey, is very fluid itself. And
maybe what she think, if I'm thinking of her training thought, but I'm not in her mind, maybe she was thinking those people. You understand what I'm saying? Who are the LGBTQ, and maybe as reference. That's the only thing I can actually think. But we probably had to bring on the show to figure out exactly what she meant.
We would, because I don't want to be putting words in her mouth and carrying on. And, we end up going round robin and basically having a full conversation on a perceived thought, and she's not here to defend herself.
What you drink, Uncle?
This is a bottle of Prosecco. And I'm drinking it because it was given to me, and it's been aged because I haven't had it for like a couple of months. But I've come to find out that I don't like Prosecco all that much. After drinking it, I'm like, oh, okay, it's Prosecco. Oh, okay. It's a wine. It's a champagne, honey. But no, I'm learning I don't like Prosecco. It would not be one of the ones I go running to go buy. Okay. So yeah. Hey, Jessica, how are you, my darling? Thanks for coming up in. Charles, what we got? Hey, good evening. All right. Any group is or so-called those people. Okay. Yes, honey, yes. So that there is that, baby. That there is how we're looking at this. So in the meantime and in between time, what else is going on in your world? What else you got for me?
Well, remember I was telling you about the minister and teaching student, the self-proclaimed being a self-proclaimed minister and teaching student?
Yeah.
I find out I'm intercessor, but now I find out I'm a therapist too. I found out I'm a therapist also in doing this.
Okay.
And it's
Is that a good
interesting.
thing?
Yeah, it's a good thing. I like it. I like it
So
because
now,
I
are
get
you
to
studying
impart
to get your paperwork and stuff for it, or is this something that's a natural thing that
a
you
natural thing. It's more innate.
know?
It's
Uh-huh.
more innate than anything. Yeah, because
Okay.
you can be appointed and anointed. Appointed is by man, anointed is by God.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have paperwork behind it, but you know, everybody don't have paperwork behind it.
But here's the thing: if you want to be taken seriously,
You get the paperwork, right?
you get the paperwork. If this is something that you're going to do. Now, it's just like with me. I have been a life coach all of my life. And
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't called that back in the day, you know. And then I didn't look at it as that. Now it's a full out profession, you know, or a life coach and this, that, and the other. And you know, in order to be taken seriously, you know, I would need to go get paperwork behind it so that I could be like, okay, but what does that mean? It just give me the opportunity to be able to charge folks when I need to charge them, you know,
Mm-hmm.
for my services or whatever. But for me, it's a gift, and it's like this is part of what my service is to people, you know, to help them get on the right track and blah 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 blah, and you know, help them see things that they probably in a way they've never seen it, to consider it, to this, that, and the other. It. I've had to grow in it because um at one point um I've always thought that okay, you do what I tell you to do. You know, you come to me for advice and I'm supposed to tell you what to do. No, and that's not what this is, because it's your life. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
these what you just said to me have these potential options, and it's my job to lay out the options, and it's your job to choose which one you think is best for you, and it's my job to support whatever decision that is, and whatever decision that I'm supporting you to get what you say that you want out of this life. It's not for me to tell you what to go get. And that's something I had to learn. 'Cause I used to get upset with folks because I'm like, here you come asking me for my advice and this, that, and the other, want me to do this and want me to do that. And then you don't do what the fuck it is I say. But then you want me to be there to pick up the pieces. So I'm like, okay, no, no. Then I had to learn how to stop being so personal with them. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll tell you what. You grown. You go ahead on to do what you're going to do, sugar. And when you make up your decision, I'm going to support your decision. But you already know that if this is going to blow up in your face, I no longer have Band-Aids and Mercurochrome.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
point you in the direction of the hospital. But like, hospital's that way, honey. I'll come and visit you. But I'm not going to sit up there and put wounds. I'm not doing wound care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you knew what the fuck it was you were doing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, oh no, I'm done.
I mean, there's people that I talked to who I was told the same thing for years, and you know, they just don't follow it. So I only can assume that they just don't want to help themselves.
And here's the thing. Maybe they didn't want to follow it because they just didn't want to follow it. Not that they didn't want to help themselves, they just didn't want to do that. Possibly because you told it to them. See, they and here's the thing that gets it,
That's another
because
perspective.
somebody else will probably tell them the exact same thing and they would do it. You know, and that
Yeah.
becomes offensive. It's like, okay, you know what? I'll tell you what, bitch. See, in my book, I have a passage in my, is it the first book or the second book? I think it's the first one. And I call it the Jackass Moment. Okay. And here's the thing, for those who know the story of Saul before he became Paul, on his way to Damascus, okay, he was riding on a jackass. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And the story is taught that as he was riding, he was hitting, you know, trying to hit it like a horse or whatever to get it to trollop and go. Well, after so long, the jackass turned around and spoke and said, why are you hitting me? Okay. Now we all know that jackasses can't talk. Donkeys and mules don't talk. Okay, so naturally, for this to have happened, it scared the shit out of him because that was completely something unexpected, right?
Yeah.
I equate that story to all of us in our lives. We have those particular people in our lives who have been so despondent or the airbrain or whatever to where you never expect for them to have anything profound to say until that one time they got your ass right together because they done said some shit that made you turn around and what the fuck you just say? And I call that the jackass moment. Okay. Because the jackass, or who you thought was the jackass, had done turned around and got your ass right together. And it stunned you. See? But after you do all this, here is the bigger question. Whose jackass were you? See? Because if you could point out a jackass moment, that means you have been somebody's jackass. Somebody who they thought that you were the stupid one and frail and just didn't have no common sense or whatever until you said something that put everybody at pause.
Sometimes you have to play the fool to the fool that thinks they're fooling you.
Well, but sometimes in playing games, you get caught up and then you just become the damn fool.
That would be a jackass moment.
How about that? How about that? Okay. How about that? The children. Okay, children.
Oh boy.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So so that's what happens in a lot of situations like this when you're there for people, wanted to help people, wanted to to try to give advice, which I'm trying to stop saying I'm giving advice. What I like to do is present options. If you come to me or if I ask, because sometimes folks will do that passive aggressive thing. They really want you to say something, but they don't want to ask you, so they talk out loud and around you. Hoping you take the bait. So oftentimes I have to ask. Sometimes I'm like, are you, especially when folks are talking to me, I'm like, are you talking to me because you need to vent, or are you talking to me because you want a response? Okay. And if they say they want a response, I'm like, okay, and then I'll listen a little bit more intently. Because if you just calling me to vent or want to vent or whatever, then I know not to listen so heavy. Because
another thing is when they say they want to respond, sometimes the response you give might make them upset. And I found myself in a lot of situations like that. They wanted me to respond, but when I respond, they get mad at me. Why'd you get mad at me? You wanted me to respond.
Because you didn't co-sign bullshit. That's why. Because you did not co-sign bullshit. If you sit down there and listen to what they're saying, they say, ain't that right, girl? Or ain't that right, child? Or what you think about this? Because they want you to co-sign it. If you don't co-sign their foolishness, their recklessness, their negativity or whatever, then you become the problem. Because now you become one of them who they're trying to fight against. Okay. And they want to take it out on you. And the reason why they take it out on you is because they know you're right. Okay. They know you're right. And they just didn't want to hear it. So because they didn't want to hear it, they get mad at you and tell you all this, you all that, you fucked up, this, and this, and then they move on. And then about maybe a month or so later, after they got over the situation, blah, 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 they'll come back as a child, you was right. And all that kind of bullshit. And it's nerve-wracking. And so, in order to not insult my intelligence, honey, I've had to learn how to stop buying into it. Because it's just like boosters, honey. Boosters who got some hot shit, baby. Girl, I got this. I'll give you, you get these for 5 for 10, honey. Okay. This shit is hot as hell, honey. Okay, you done stole it and blah, blah, blah.
Speaking of boosters, I didn't see, But my cousin was working in a store, and while she was working, this man and his mother had loaded up a bag. I'm talking about like a big duffel bag with like one of those push handles with stuff from the store. They let them get out the store. But I saw my cousin coming with the police, and she came with the police, and they got arrested.
Yeah. Because they had to let them get out the store because it's considered one of the things about retail security is this. As long as the security team is watching you,
about
oh, wait a minute, shit. I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to sit down here and type, but I end up hitting the Facebook button. One of the things is retail sales and security, they have to let you get out of the store because then it is considered stealing. If they catch you in the store and you have not left the store, it's not necessarily theft, and it's a loophole in the law because you did not leave the property with it. If they want to prosecute you, they have to make sure you are off the property or out of the store so that they can prosecute you.
That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Still, guess they say it's not still until your left, huh?
Until your left, baby. Which is why, like, I when I was a kid, my mother told me this happened. A woman was hungry, and she took her children, and she didn't have any money. They needed food. So what she did was, she took them up to the store. She grabbed a pack of lunch meat and some bread, and she sat them down in front of the store and made them sandwiches, and they ate it in the store. And so they were trying to get her, talking about she's stealing it. She said, I have not left the store. We haven't stolen anything. We consumed it, but we didn't steal it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So, yes, honey. Yes. So, all right then, my darling.
All right.
Thank you for coming on up in here with me and sharing your to-dos. And tell your mama, honey, no, she need to come on up in here. Don't be scared.
Okay.
She come on up in here and because I need to know what the hell she's talking about now. Because I need to.
It's starting to itch a little bit, isn't it?
What it is, I just want clarity. Because I'm like, okay, girl, wait a minute. You done went into left field, and I'm trying to figure out what is the offensive part, and carrying on. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will bring her in.
Yeah, so tell her she can come on up in here next week. Okay. Every Sunday, as I said what I said, baby.
And I would say Happy New Year to you.
Yes, welcome to 2022, honey. My motto for this year is making it do what I say do in 2022.
And God bless Derek Smith, Helena Hologram.
Yes, darling. My sister got up out of here. She done became part of the ancestry, honey, but I hear her just as plain as day. What did you do with your dash? And my sister was fabulous for that dash, honey. She had a meaningful, well-deserved life. It's just shame that she only got up out of here at 56. I was hoping she was going to sit down here and be like me, honey, get to 120 or 25 for me, 125. But she did it, and okay.
She did it, though. She fought a good fight, though.
Yeah.
Fought a good fight. She really did.
Yeah, that's my
sister. She was a really good part of the Nighthawk Network.
Oh, darling.
And one of her things was live unapologetically.
Unapologetically, honey. Unapologetically. And what that means for those who don't get it is that you don't have time to apologize to anybody being you. I am who I am, honey. Ain't that what Papa told the children? I am that I am, and that's all that I am. Okay. Okay, don't make me over. That's Dionne Warwick, right? She said, don't make me over, honey. Okay.
Just take me as I am. I had nothing at all. Mary J. Blige.
See? So
There you
bada
go.
boom, honey. And those are the things. So, as we celebrate my sister and would love to call her name and carrying on, honey, it's just a beauty that we have been in each other's lives for so long. And it's just a void. But like I say, I'm on that battlefield, honey. Things happen and ooh. But I got to live for the children, honey. I got to make sure that my life is indicative of celebrating them. My life is a representation of what we poured into each other. Those lessons and those, making sure that every time I speak of her, because she was someone who I valued, that I speak highly of her. Those who I did not value, I don't speak of at all if I don't have to. Okay, and when I do, it's cordial. It's never to tear them down. Well, I'm gonna say never. I won't say never, but I'm getting better with if I don't have to call their names, I won't. However, when I do, I want to make sure that we put positivity on it, because this is a Yoruba practice that says that they are no longer what they once were. Okay. So that there is something that I had to deal with that with my grandfather, because my grandfather did not like me, and he made it no secret about it, and carrying on, and even up until his death, honey, that man did not like me in his house. So okay, but he done passed on, and so he is no longer that particular hellion of a man. He done moved on. So, that there is what we have to look at it, So that's how we celebrate them.
Mm-hmm. Her picture, not her picture, her face and her voice is in my head clear as day. Mm-hmm. It won't ever leave. It will not ever leave. No matter what I do, it won't leave. Okay.
So, all right, darling, let me get on. And I'm trying to wait for Red and coming up in here. I know last night he was having problems with his computer. He didn't get up in here till we would probably shut the show down. But I'm looking to see what's going on. So in any event, thanks for coming up, Ian. Let me take a little commercial break and then come on back and get started with the next half of this thing. So, all right?
All right. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this here is my little nephew over there. That's old Israel.
Yeah. And it's time to keep on dishing the tea with the one who can dish the tea the best, Big Meech.
Oh, you better say that. I'll take that. That's healthy. That's healthy. I'll take that. All right, baby. Let me take a commercial break, honey. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. In a world full of chaos and confusion, you need a protection team that will satisfy your desire to feel safe and secure. And we have the solution. Kingdom Elite Security. Kingdom Elite Security provides its clients with the utmost excellence in executive protection detail, property and personnel protection, and observation and surveillance with dignity, integrity, and supreme professionalism. Kingdom Elite Security believes that everything is to be done in decency and in order to ensure the safest experience possible, no matter how complex the job. Call for your quote today. Dial 470-383-5978. That's 470-383-5978. Or email us at kingdomelite01@gmail.com. Kingdom Elite Security. Did you like that? One more again.
When I'm walking down the street, people are looking at me. What they see is a masterpiece created by the King. I am different by design, and I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I may not look like you and you me, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Dare to be you, dare to be me.
Continue the journey with talk show host, internet sensation, and author of Awakenings, Epiphanies Along a Spiritual Journey, Big Meech. He is offering another installment of thought-provoking ideas, principles, and metaphors that will encourage, enlighten, inspire, uplift, and catapult you into a brand new evolution of accepting yourself in your total truth. Revelations, Affirmations, and Confirmations. The new book by Big Meech is infused with conversations of love and inspiration that gets right down to the real nitty-gritty. It will confront the reader with the proverbial mirror in an effort to take a deep, closer look within to find all that one needs to propel forward and make life happen. Get your copy today on Amazon.com or go to www.dishingtea.com. That's www.dishingtea.com. For more information, contact Big Meech at 404-914-5610. Revelations, Affirmations, and Confirmations. This message has been brought to you by Too Deep and Pastor Don Jr., CEO of the winning team.
Be bold, be unique, be the tea. With a unique body oil fragrance from the Sensuality Fragrance Collection. The Sensuality Collection embodies a unique array of customized original scents created by Big Meech. Indulge yourself in such fragrances as eye candy, foreplay, anticipation, shower fresh, naked beauty, or pay homage to the motherland and choose an oil from our exclusive Wakanda collection. Over 17 different scents that will tantalize your senses. Order yours today. Log on to www.dishingtea.com for more information. Because remember, it's all about the tea. Sensuality, that is. The views and opinions expressed here on Dishing Tea TV are strictly those of the hosts and guests of this program. They do not reflect the views and opinions or governing actions of any of the sponsors or affiliates of Dishing Tea Entertainment, Artist First Entertainment, Big Guy ENT, Atlanta Hot Radio, Black GDP TV, or Diversity TV. Your viewing and listening discretion is advised. And we are back. If you're just tuning in, honey, you are Dishing Tea with Big Meech, honey. I seem to be going solo at the moment. I was looking for my co-host to come up in here, but I know when I last spoke with Nikki, she had taken some painkillers, and that was about 5 o'clock. She said, I just need to lay down for just a minute. She was doing her homework, but she was saying she was in a lot of pain. Red, I know that he was having problems with his computer and stuff. Remember last night? He came in at the tail end of the show because he was saying that he couldn't log on and he was having problems. So I'm trying to see what's going on in the world of everyone, because at this particular stage of the game, y'all know this chair starting to wear my ass, honey, and I'm ready to get up and go sit down. And I got a pot of greens up in here. I put in the crock pot, sugar, and carrying on, honey. I need to make me some cornbread. I did not. Ooh. Oh, shit. I hate this chair. I bought this chair, honey, off of, was it OfferUp or something? The woman, honey, she was selling this chair for $30, and I needed a chair at the time because the last one that I had was just falling apart. So I said, okay, this thing is not nowhere near comfortable. And I lied to myself because when I tested it, I'm like, oh, okay. But, you only sat in it for like 2 seconds. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good. I'm good. This is cute. Got this bitch home, honey. And the first time I sat in this girl and was in here for some time, my ass was like, bitch, we done shrunk a little bit. You ain't got as much. And, oh, Lord have mercy, honey. Okay. Right in my childhood fears, I tune in every week to watch Full House. Yes, child. Okay, yeah. Okay, Buck, yeah, we were talking about that at the top of the show. Yeah, Bob Saget has passed on today, as well as James Mtume from the group Mtume. Left up out of here, honey. So, Charles, you asked me that. I thought you heard me when I say, yes, that was my nephew. Not my biological nephew. That's my adopted nephew. So, yes. I'm coming over to get some of those greens. Don't you bring your ass over here just to get some of these damn greens, child. You tried to kill me. A bitch stood up there and put some on, honey. It's like the commercial. Mama cooking cornbread stuffing tonight, child. Child, come on if you want some of these damn greens, child. Don't you? But don't listen. Don't act like you can come over here and make a home in them either. You get a little couple forkfuls, bitch, and call it grace. Cause oh, I gotta make me a pot of cornbread though, honey. I need a pan of cornbread to go with these greens. Cause what I did was, child, they were the pre-washed greens that they had at Kroger, and they bought so many of them. They were trying to get rid of them. They were 99 cents, right, for the bag. So I bought that, and I bought some mustards, right, and I had some spinach up in here. So I mustard and collards and some spinach, honey, and I mixed all that together, honey, and put it in some chicken stock, baby, and some smoked turkey tails with some onions and some liquid smoke, and my little special seasonings and carrying on that I got. And y'all know I got some Patty LaBelle hot sauce up in here. Baby, yeah. Now what it is, I got some frozen beets up here in this damn freezer. That's the only time I eat beets. I eat beets when I put them on top of my greens. When I tell y'all about some damn good eating, I was supposed to be frying these pork chops. I got some pork chops up, and I think I'm going to have to. Oh, Lord, it's really too late for me to be cooking, but I'm going to have to cook these girls because I done had them out. I need to cook them now because if I wait till tomorrow and because I got to go to the donut factory tomorrow, if I don't cook them now, then they'll run the risk of going bad. And I don't like wasting no damn food, honey. So be that as it may. So we're going to take these girls, honey. I'm going to batter up these damn pork chops, honey. A nice old lovely old pork chops. What's it? Am I making sweet potatoes? No, not this time, baby. Last time I'd like to take I like to bake, take the sweet potato whole and I bake sweet potatoes, and I have a baked sweet potato as although the other day I thought about doing some mashed sweet potatoes though. I thought about it, but I just didn't feel like peeling them. So I said, oh, never mind, honey. I didn't feel all that. It was in my spirit though, because I was gonna get some sweet potatoes. And I was going to take, get some of that marshmallow cream, and use that to whip into the potato. So that way I didn't have to use a lot of brown sugar. Yeah, the marshmallow give you enough sweetness and some butter. Ooh. What you say? Yeah, baby. Okay. So that's what we're looking at. So that's part of my little cooking regimen, honey. Now I'm gonna tell you, I really do need to make some more cheeseburger macaroni because when I went to Wilton Manor, when we were down in Wilton Manor, Florida, baby, I had made some for my son Brandon, and that was a contingency because y'all know I love telling the story that he made an executive decision to take me on his vacation. So the contingency was that I made some cheeseburger macaroni for him for the new year. So I said, okay. Baby, let me tell y'all something. Cause mother said up there, when I tell y'all I impressed myself with that damn batch of cheeseburger macaroni, it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. It ain't no damn joke, honey, because when I made that completely from scratch. No, you're not. You better knock on my door. I made that girl completely from scratch, child. And had to do it and mix it and carrying on and blah, blah, blah. Baby, I put that girl in that oven, honey. When she came out, ooh, Shaquita Marie Eleonora. That was some good eats. I'm gonna have to make another one of those again. Okay. And it was the cheeses that I put in it. Now wait a minute. Have y'all ever heard wait a minute, I got to get the right name. I want to say is Havarti. Is that right? Yeah. Havarti. I've never heard of this cheese until I saw it in uh Publix, because I've never heard of this kind of cheese before. I did not use that in the cheeseburger mac, but what it was, Publix had it, and they had uh they had it, in the cracker slices, and I just started getting a little that way because I like to have cheese and crackers, like the Lunchables. But now, because they not having the Lunchables like I like them, you just buy the cheese squares, and then you just get the crackers and do it that way. Um, but I've never heard of Havarti. That's it, Havarti cheese. I've never heard of it, and I was supposed to be buying some, but I didn't get it. And I was like, okay, they say here it is a washed curd cheese, which contributes to the subtle flavor of the cheese. Havarti is an interior ripened cheese that is rindless, smooth, and okay, wait a minute, because it done took me over, and it did not continue. Where it left off at. Oh, damn it. Where did it leave off at? Don't you hate that when it gives you the shit and then you got to go over to the new page and then you get there and it has nothing there? Anyway. All right. Anyway, it is saying that it is a semi-soft Danish cow's milk cheese. Oh, it's a Danish cheese. Okay. That is aged for 3 months. Okay. I guess it's 38 grams of fat. They say the fat content 38, so I guess that means it's 38 grams of fat. I don't know. I'm not sure. No, it's 11 grams of fat. So okay. Okay. I'm gonna go try this particular cheese, honey, so I can find out what it is and then see if we can work with it. Now, y'all know I love a Gouda and carrying on and this, that, and the other. So I usually use that in my macaroni and cheese. However, Dominic, hey, Meech. Blessed New Year's beginnings to you, honey. Blessed be to you as well, honey. Welcome to 2022, love. Making it do what I say do, honey. Okay, Charles, you've been asking me this. Okay. He said, do you like chitlins? Yes, I do, but I don't eat them much because I can't eat everybody's chitlins. Okay. You just can't, honey, because folks don't do right. They don't clean them right, and then folks over clean them. I've had somebody sit there and tell me they put a cap full of bleach in their damn chitlins. And I said, bleach in the motherfucking chitlins? That's why y'all ass is crazy. You ingesting bitch. Bleach in the chitlins. The folks say, oh, we wash ours in the washing machine. What? How do you do that? How do you wash chitlins in the washing machine? They got all them damn holes and stuff in the washing machine that the water drains from, which means that the damn chitlins get stuck in the goddamn machine. I don't get it, honey. I don't get it, honey. The last time that I actually cleaned some chitlins, honey, was back in the early 90s. It was me and my cousin, actually. Tenero. She was making some, and she was like, here, help me clean them. I said, girl, I ain't never cleaned them. Mama did all that. And she said, here, you do this and do this. I said, oh, Lord, honey. And yeah, But I can't eat everybody's chitlins, honey. No. And then sometimes the presentation don't be right. Have y'all seen people with chitlins on, they play the can and be looking a mess. It's like, bitch, what is that? And it don't look right. No. And then it don't look right. Then you put hot sauce on it, and it look even fucked up even more. Okay. Oh Lord, no. So no. And here is something that you need to consider, children. Anytime you look at somebody's chitlins and you open up the pot and you see grease floating on the top, they wasn't clean. Okay. I learned that from my mama. Okay. Okay. That there is that. Roll, what you say, Cracker Barrel cheese has a great Havarti and Gouda. Really? Okay, so you said you love this cheese. Child, I've never had it. Is it in the consistency of brie? Well, no, because brie is not sliceable like that. Brie is real soft. And when I saw the cracker cuts, it was squared. So no, it's not like brie. I've got to go get some because I want to see what it tastes like. Okay. And yeah. What's this? My mom loves it. She usually gets it with her eggs. I always get it from Aldi's or Liddy's. Really, Aldi's? I've never seen it in Aldi's. Okay. All right. Well, then let me go down here because the Aldi's is closer. Okay. Okay. What'd you say? Look like they only cleaned it twice. Oh, child. Okay. What'd you say? You want to taste my cooking? Oh, okay. Well, child, we have to figure out how we're gonna do that. Okay. Because I cook really decently, but I'm gonna tell y'all, ever since I had my surgeries and things of that nature, my taste buds have been a little off to me because there are moments where I'm like, okay, something is off, something is missing, or whatever. And I don't cook with a lot of salt. Okay. So I will do everything else, but I don't cook with a lot of salt. And then there are times where I have to add salt because I'm like, no, something is just not here. And so when I do, I like pink Himalayan salt, or I have a black salt, and I need to get this gray salt because there's a gray salt that is absolutely, oh my God. But I only use just a pinch, and I try to keep coarse salt because the pink Himalayan and stuff is coarse enough to where all you need is just a sprinkle just to give it the flavor and lock it in. You don't need a whole bunch of salt and carrying on. So that's why I try to keep a coarse salt up in here. But yeah. So all right. At this particular stage of the game, honey, I guess this is going to be it for tonight. For I said what I said for the first. I said what I said for 2022. I'm going to go and get myself and in my world, honey, because like I said, tomorrow is Donut Factory Day. So I got to get my space. Just see, I got to shave and shit. I got to get ready for that, and et ceteras, et ceteras. And we got a couple of things that we have to do. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I did not do this today. And I know I got to play this. Are y'all going to be in town next weekend? Huh? You going to be in town? Check this out. Hey, we coming out Saturday, honey, January 15th, 2022. That there is Passionate Riders Car Club, and for which I am the treasurer. And Aunt Nikki, honey, she's the VP. And y'all know Big Red, he is the founder or one of the founders. He and his wife are co-founders of the organization. And we will be doing a whole little do-wah-diddy where we are introducing ourselves to the car club officially, to the car club community, and to the world as a whole. So if you are in the Atlanta area and want to come by, you're more than welcome to do so. We encourage you to come and buy one of our bands. Okay. Wait a minute. I had them up here around here, this damn computer. Somebody been fucking with them. Probably me, and I done moved them. Anyway. Oh, here they are. I did move them. No, the silver, little wrist, silver. Purple and gold wristband, little silicone bands. This here is car club procedure. We do the little bands. And these are, instead of selling tickets, we sell bands. They're $10 a piece. You see the cash app running at the bottom, Passionate Riders, RYDAZ. That there is our cash app. So if you're out of town but want to support, you want to come in and support myself or Nikki or Big Red or whatever, you can send $10 to Passionate Riders at $ Passionate Riders, and put our names in the message or the memo lines, Unc T or Storm or Big Red, and let us know that you're here for support, so that way we can get that together, baby. This is our first event, official event, and we got some things coming down the line. Where we will be doing a lot of community service work, getting into the world and actually being of service to one another. That's the big thing here. We come out and we support, a lot of the charitable organizations such as Alzheimer's, Down syndrome, and carrying on. We do a fundraiser for them. We did the Toys for Tots. We did backpack, complete with the backpack giveaways. We do trunk or treat for the children when we got candy to give out to kids, in the back of our cars and all that kind of jazz. And it's also an opportunity for those of you who are car enthusiasts. You want to deck your car out or pimp your ride or whatever. You get to come and see some of the cars that are absolutely done, some of them in the beginning stages, some that are classic cars or whatever. You get to see what it is, and you get to make it happen. And then you get to ask questions. How did you do this? What did you do this? What's the best speakers for my ride or whatever, because I like to have a sound system. I like to have this. If you like to have them wrapped, y'all seen cars that got all the wraps and stuff on them, the superhero cars, or, you've seen billboard like cars, they're advertising themselves or whatever. Yeah, those are wraps. And so you get to find out who's the best one in town. And, it's a community to where if cars is your thing, honey, then that's your thing. Okay. And we're going to call it grace. Okay. So having said all that, my darlings, Miss Kitty Girl done came over here to get these goddamn greens, honey. And she beating on this dough like she the motherfucking cops. So now when I get to the dough, to let her have it slightly. Hopefully she's still listening to the broadcast, beating on this damn dough. But in any event, my darling, let me let you guys go. It's been wonderful, honey. Thank you for your love and your support, honey. If you love us like you do, honey, tell all of your friends and your family and stuff to like, subscribe, and share. Okay, but if you hate us like you do, you can tell all of your enemies to like, subscribe, and to share. All of your motherfucking enemies. You hear? Because, honey, one thing that I need you guys to understand is everything that we're doing here, honey, here at the 3 the Hard Way Syndicate, everything that we're doing will move forward in any way, shape, style, form, or fashion, honey. So right now, you may finish all of your crumpets, my darling, because the tea has been dished, and you've been dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats, honey. So on that note, honey, in the absence of my co-hosts, honey, we thank you, and we will move on from there. So, my darlings, until next time, you guys be safe. Wear your masks. Okay, wear your masks. Keep your distance from folks when you can. Okay, make sure if you're not one who's gonna get the vaccine or don't want it, do the right thing, honey. Do everything that you need to do to keep yourself together. Okay, so there's my soapbox. So on that note, darling. and scene.